No one ever tells you how long the road is, or how hard the waves crash. No one will ever tell you how deep the cut hurts, or how long the pain will last. Enough. It was never enough. Nothing was ever enough. There wasn't enough time to say goodbye. There wasn't enough room in my pockets to keep all the memories alive. There wasn't enough space. There wasn't enough food. There wasn't enough room to breathe or strength to speak. There wasn't enough will for some. They didn't tell us how long the road was, or how hard the waves would crash. They didn't tell us how deep the cut would hurt, or how long the pain would last. I ache for the waves to meet the sand when these hands no longer had the strength to hold on to hope. I remember when I first held you in my arms, both your tiny little hands would fit inside my palm, always gripping at my finger tight, as if I was all you've ever known. I remember your first day of kindergarten when you wrapped your arms around my leg because you didn't want to set foot onto uncharted territory. Your eyes wandered and watered aimlessly, searching for comfort in my arms until I convinced you that you were a hero and this new land was your kingdom to rise to the top, collecting as many gold stars as you could to make both me and your teacher happy. I remember when I returned later that day, you didn't want to leave. Your tongue was beginning to split into two, and the taste of freedom to explore never left your side since then. Now these hands ache for the day when your palms would decide on their own to return home. For the past few years, these hands have held on to strangers, hoping they would trust me enough to come back here because they truly want me to make them feel beautiful again. Hands dripping with green paper, nourishing my hands to feed you, breathing out broken English in hopes to sew our hearts together again. If only my tongue can purr fluently in English to bridge the gap that separates us, maybe then we would always find each other on the same side. Maybe then you would always choose to stay with me for just a minute longer. I cannot remember when you had let me go from your grasp. I worked too hard, and you grew up too fast. Time. Sometimes it was something we wish we could take back. I wish I could tell you how much my heart aches to know that once upon a time you lived inside this womb. And now you don't even want to be in the same room as me. I wish I could explain that despite the aches and pains that flow through my veins after a long day of work, I still continue to work, so that your hands would never have to lose hope, wondering aimlessly if your dreams would ever come true, because these hands long to provide it for you. I wish I could confess that when you throw your arms in the air in protest, their way back down and around these frail bones. Now, I long for the day where you could say that you would rather stay with me for just a minute longer. Enough. One day, my son, you may have a daughter who may not have enough time or enough patience to give to you. And no one will ever tell you how long that road is, or how hard the doors will slam. No one will ever tell you how deep her words will hurt, or how long the pain will last. Especially when those quiet nights alone haunt you with your past.